What's up, Disney fans? Welcome to the Infinity Corner and beyond. My name's Joseph, and welcome to the last day of Aladdin week. Now, this is coming a couple days later. This is my review of the brand new Aladdin 2019 live-action remake movie. Aladdin weeks have been leading up to this very moment. So, it's actually been a couple days, well, one day technically, since the movie's been out. Today is May 25th I'm filming this, so it's a couple days later. But there's a good reason why I haven't filmed this video yet. Because I've seen this movie 3 times already. So hopefully that gives you a good indication of what my review will consist of. So I first saw it at 8 o'clock at night on Thursday, May 23rd. The IMAX 2D first IMAX screening in my local area at AMC. So I went to that. And then a couple days before Thursday, I was even like, I already know I'm going to want to see it again. So I bought a ticket to go see it at 11 a.m. at a little cheaper theater because it's only $6. I'm like, yeah, come on, it's Aladdin. It's worth it. And then that same day, my brother asked if I wanted to go see it, and I was like, sure, why not? So I saw it 2 times in one day, for a total of 3 times in 24 hours. I saw the movie 3 times. So if you haven't guessed by now, I love this movie. Everything about this movie just screamed Aladdin to me. All the beautiful colors during Prince Ali, even the Cave of Wonders during Friend Like Me, just everything about Agrabah and all the colors were perfect to me to translate from animation to live action. And speaking of translating the animation to live action, I thought the genie, Will Smith, was perfect. This genie. We will always have Robin Williams' genie as the original. No one can ever top him, and that's exactly what Will Smith did not try to do. He tried to bring his own spin to the genie, and it worked fantastically. I think that's a word. I love that he brought this whole hip-hop vibe to Friend Like Me. It really, really worked, and I like how his genie was it was Will Smith. It was an exaggeration of Will Smith, which was perfect. That he was a little sassy, a little bossy, but deep down his character had a lot of heart. And I loved when that really showed when the genie, see that's a good thing, that combining the two. And the heart of the character really showed when the genie was set free. And I loved his reaction that he was finally human again and he could be with his love of his life, which we'll get to in a little while. But everything about the genie, I thought the CGI was good. Of course it did look a little weird. I'm not gonna lie, the CGI on the genie wasn't the best, but to me the genie is a magical creature, and I don't know how real I would want that to be. I mean, it's a magical creature, but at least in the wide shots that they had, like when he was turning Aladdin into Prince Ali and he was moving around pretty fast, I could actually buy that was actually happening. Like Meena Massoud as Aladdin was looking at this genie, like if he was actually there. But Will Smith, yes, he is the perfect genie to bring to life for this brand new movie. I have no idea who else could have pulled it off as well as he did. So moving on, we're going to move on to Naomi Scott as Princess Jasmine, who absolutely killed it with Jasmine's new song. So Jasmine's new song is called Speechless, and it's basically Jasmine singing to herself, but to everyone else, that she is tired of being bossed around by Jafar and even her father, the Sultan, and telling her that she can't be the Sultan because it has never been done in the history of Agrabah. So when Jafar takes over, she's finally had enough and she just lets loose. At the beginning of the movie, there's a little softer, about 1-minute version of the song of her just lamenting to herself in her room. But in the 3rd act of the film, once Jafar takes over, then she really starts letting loose, and it's she starts snapping her fingers and people start vanishing. She's basically Thanos in this movie. So Princess Jasmine becomes Thanos in Aladdin 2019. That's all you need to know. But for real, guys, she did such an amazing job. I really liked what Naomi Scott and even the writers brought to this new retelling of Jasmine's story and Jasmine as herself. I love that they added the extra layer of her wanting to lead and become Sultan, and her scene during One Jump Ahead. She's in One Jump Ahead, as you might have seen in my Aladdin sneak peek video. Right here. One of these. But you see during One Jump Ahead that she's finally seen everything for the first time, because she's never been outside the palace walls. So you can see that she really is like, wow, we need to help the people of Agrabah, and that's what she wants to do when she becomes Sultan. And moving on once again, we are going to move to Meena Massoud as our title character, Aladdin. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, when I first heard about Meena Massoud becoming Aladdin, I was trying to be optimistic. None of the still photos, or photos of Meena Massoud we saw as Aladdin, weren't that convincing. Even the first teaser trailer of him reaching for the lamp, I was like, okay, I mean, it's not fair to judge someone off of a picture or him just, whoa. Actually, I just want to show this off again. Whoa. Besides, I guess it's not fair. It's not fair to judge him off of that. But as the trailers kept going on, I was like, you know, he's actually coming around. I can see it. I can see it. Okay. But once I actually saw the movie, he was Aladdin. He really became Aladdin. I really liked just how much of himself, I'm sure, maybe, he brought to the character. And he has that perfect smile that's like, yep, you see that smile and you're like, that's Aladdin. That sneaky little smile of actually after he did something mischievous, you're like, that's him. That's Aladdin right there. And he's a great singer. Everyone in this movie was actually pretty good. I know Will Smith isn't that much of a singer, and people are complaining he had some auto-tune. I mean, it doesn't bother me. It didn't really bother me that much in Beauty and the Beast with Emma Watson. I still love Beauty and the Beast. But definitely after seeing Will Smith's auto-tune, yeah, Belle's auto-tune definitely came out a lot more. But those three, Will Smith, Naomi Scott, Aladdin, as Genie, Princess Jasmine, and Aladdin, they were perfect 10 out of 10. And now, on to the others. For Jafar, I was skeptical about him too, because, of course, his voice, he does sound like that throughout the entire movie, just gotta warn you guys. But I'm gonna be honest, I also wasn't bothered by him, because it's not the same Jafar that we know. The animated movie, that's Aladdin. That is the Disney Aladdin characters. That's the Aladdin story that you're gonna find in the parks. Those are the characters you're gonna meet. But this brand new version, this brand new retelling, is actors putting their own spin on the real version of Aladdin. So, we'll always have the original 1992 animated classic, but this is someone's retelling of it, just like the Broadway version is actors portraying the characters on stage. And these are actors portraying the characters on film. Anyway, back to Jafar. I really liked what he did with his performance. I like that in the writing and his performance too, that they made Jafar a little more crazy about it. Like, he's been trying so hard to get to the position he is, the Royal Vizier, and now that he's so close to be overthrowing the Sultan and becoming the ruler of Agrabah, that he's not going to let anyone stand in his way. That's basically what it was in the animated movie too, but I like that they added a little more craziness to Jafar, in my personal opinion. But Jafar, Marwan Kenzari as Jafar, I'd probably give him a 9 out of 10. That probably one point maybe just for the voice. If it was a little lower, then might have been a little better. But overall, I really liked his performance, and I really liked what they did with Jafar. And moving on to our new character, Dahlia, I thought she was so funny. She's played by Nazim Pedrad from SNL, and the one I remember her most from, she played a reporter in some skits, I think. But she did a really good job in this movie. She was a very minor character. She didn't really add much to the plot, but she fit in perfectly. I don't know. Again, she didn't really change the plot in any way, sort of. Try to keep this spoiler free, but there might be some things. Yeah. But again, she didn't really impact the plot too significantly, but every time she was on screen, she always made a good impression. She was always hilarious. One of my favorite parts was during the dance, she's like, act natural. But I thought she was really good. So Dahlia was a great character to add. I'm glad that her and Jasmine were able to talk, and Jasmine had someone else to talk to instead of just Raja. Speaking of Raja, we're going to move on to the animal friends, and Carpet, not an animal, but Sidekick. So, Sidekicks. We're going to talk about Abu, Raja, Iago, and Carpet. I probably think Abu was probably my favorite. He was so cute, and he wasn't as expressive as the animated one, but it's a real monkey. So, how animated can you be, other than the fact he's CGI? I like when Aladdin and Genie are having that conversation, and Genie asks Abu if they had a connection, and Abu just sits there like, I thought that was pretty good. And also in that scene, I'm going to talk about Carpet real quick. I really like what they did with Carpet. And coming back to that scene, I like that he was building a sandcastle, just out in the sand by himself, just sitting there building the Disney Cinderella Walt Disney World castle. And Aladdin asks Genie why couldn't he set himself free. And then Genie asks Carpet, like, did you just hear what he said? And then he tells Carpet, and then Carpet just starts laughing. Obviously not audibly, but he's very animated about it. It's super funny. Moving on to Raja, he looked awesome. Obviously it's a real tiger, kind of reminded me of Shere Khan from The Jungle Book in 2016. I thought he was really cool. He didn't really do too much, just kind of like in the animated movie, kind of. But the few scenes he was in, he was pretty, really cool, really funny, and he looked fierce. Moving on to Iago, he's probably the most different from his animated counterpart as for the Sidekicks, that he is voiced by Alan Tudyk, and he doesn't speak like a normal character. He's a parrot, so he doesn't make complete sentences, basically. He's not as intense or as funny as Gilbert Gottfried, but I think it still worked for this live action version of it, because it is a live action version. You don't want it to be too animated. But definitely the best scene was when, in the third act, here's some mild spoilers. Major, mild, Best part in the third act was when Jafar turned Iago into a giant bird and was chasing Aladdin, Jasmine, and Abu on the carpet with the lamp all through Agrabah, basically destroying Agrabah. So, in my opinion, it's like a fairy tale superhero movie like Superman and General Zod and Man of Steel. So, Jafar doesn't turn into a snake, doesn't do that, but Iago turns into a gigantic bird monster and chases after the heroes. And that's about it on the characters. The Sultan, he was good. I like that he wasn't just a little silly old man. He was more of an adult, just like they did with Maurice in Beauty and the Beast. And there's Hakim, who's the leader of the guards in this movie. He did a good job. I like that he did play an important part during the third act. That's about it for all the characters. I really liked all the characters. Now let's move on to some other stuff. So we're going to move on to the music. I really liked all of the songs for everyone. Just all the music. I like how updated they all were. I really liked Arabian Nights, how it was basically sweeping through the entire Agrabah city and the palace, telling the story. It showed the beginning of the original animated movie with the Cave of Wonders and the thief that Jafar first tried, and then that thief died. They showed that for a brief second and then just went to Agrabah. You basically saw everyone in their habitat. Like, you saw the Sultan, and then Jasmine sitting in the courtyard with Dahlia, Aladdin stealing stuff. I really liked that. I thought that was really cool, and the music, like, was speeding up as a lot faster than the original. I really liked that. One Jump Ahead, as I mentioned, had all, like, the Arabian type music. I really liked that. Friend Like Me, I like all the hip-hop, and I loved the visuals. Speaking of which, every time I went to go see this movie, again, 3 times I saw this movie. Every time I saw it, people applauded after Friend Like Me, after Aladdin and Jasmine kissed, and right after the movie ended. Everyone was dancing in their seats. After the music ended, Friend Like Me, everyone started clapping. Not only because he asked for applause, but it was just really, really good. I really liked the very ending. They really captured and maybe even added more than the original animated movie with the whole fireworks and dancing animals. I don't think there are any dancing animals. Maybe some camels or something, but no dancing elephants. So I really like that. Moving on, there was the One Jump Ahead reprise and Naomi Scott's Speechless, as I've talked about before, the 2 parts. Prince Ali, everyone had their doubts about it. Yeah, the clip that they showed maybe wasn't the best part of it. It's definitely right after that with Genie and the girls dancing, and then towards the end just how huge and amazing it was. I think, I gotta say, people are probably gonna hate me for this. Sorry, but I prefer Prince Ali in the 2019 version to the animated version. Sorry. But so I really enjoyed Prince Ali, and then moving on to A Whole New World, I really loved it. I really loved the music for it. I liked the sequence. I wish they did go around the world. They mainly just stayed in Agrabah. But, oh well. I mean, kind of would have been cool if they did like a crossover. You see like Cinderella's castle from Cinderella in 2015. Maybe see the Beast Castle from Beauty and the Beast. Maybe. that would have been kind of cool, some cool callbacks. Speaking of callbacks, there was an awesome Easter egg to Disneyland in the movie. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's definitely right in your face. So you're definitely going to see it when you see the movie. So that was a whole new world, and I really liked the ending. We finally got to see their wedding, and it looked great. I wanted to be like, pause the movie, and I'm going to jump right on in and clap along with them. So I really liked their wedding. At the very end, they're all dancing A Friend Like Me, just having a blast. And I was also dancing in my seat too, because the music for A Friend Like Me is awesome. I like it's a little more jumpier, but again, it does not take away from the animated movie. That's completely different. I really like what the song sounded like in this version of the movie. So overall, I really like this movie. I have to give it a 10 out of 10. Honestly, I thought it was the perfect way to translate Aladdin into a live action movie, with keeping all the same beats from the original movie while adding a lot more to it, because there's a lot more they added. The original movie was 90 minutes, I believe. This is an hour and 129 minutes, not an hour 29 minutes. No. I don't know. No, it's not. It's 2 hours. I'm not good with math. But if you guys have different opinions about it, I completely respect that. And if you guys want to create a discussion, comment down below what you thought of the movie. Again, I just really hope you guys will give it a chance. I think it is definitely worth seeing on an IMAX screen if you're able to. Just because, again, during Friend Like Me and Prince Ali, it's really in your face and it's nice and loud, so you feel like you're there and you just want to get up and dance. There actually was a kid in front of me during my second screening that got up and danced during both of those songs, and it was really cute. But again, make sure to comment down what you thought of the Aladdin movie, and we can create a whole discussion down below. And also, if you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.